All right, all you cool cats and kittens out there, we're going to go ahead and we've got all our pieces cut. Now it's a matter of making the sort of entrance hole for the bird. So to do this, you'll see on the diagram that it should be 4.1 inches above. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a decimal ruler and I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to make a mark at 4.1. I'm going to make another mark at 4.1. I'm going to make another mark at 4.1. And now I'm going to go ahead and to the best of my ability, I'm going to go ahead and draw a line. It kind of gives me what I think is a straight line, at least the best I can do with this. Now, if this is 4 inches, what's half of it? And that would be 2 inches. So I'm going to take my ruler, 0, and mark a line at 2 inches. So this is kind of cut it in half. 2 inches, 2 inches. Now, I need to sort of, where is the center of the hole? Well, if the hole is, and we're using our decimal ruler, 0.8 inches, the center would be 0.4 inches. So I'm going to turn this. I'm going to use this as my 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. That right there is my dot. Once you have that, you could come see me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this tool. There's only one of them. It does have, it's kind of like a compass, but it's a compass with a razor blade on it. So I'm going to go ahead and start to make the circle for you. I'm not going to be able to cut all the way through. It's a lot harder than it looks, so that's why part of why I'm doing it. It takes me some work to be able to actually do it. But there you go. I at least have started, for the most part, a circle. Then what you're going to do is you're going to use an X-Acto knife. This is a razor blade. It's going to cut you. I've had 2 kids I've had to send to the nurse this year. So please be careful. You are always cutting on a green mat. And what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of keep your fingers away. Hold it like a pencil. I do. And all you're trying to do is begin to sort of go around slowly in little bits and pieces the circle. Try to stay on the line or the cut that I already sort of started for you. I put the knife down. You'll see I haven't made it through yet, but I know I'm getting close. So I'm going to continue to scratch. Maybe I go a couple of times and then I do another little piece and I go around a couple of times. I go around. Again, my fingers are never by the blade. So I'm continuing to scrape. And now I'm starting to get it. It's getting there. I can break a little bit. I can break quite a bit. And there you go. I got the beginning of my hole. Now, here's a piece of sandpaper. You're going to fold the sandpaper in half. You're going to kind of get it through the hole. And what you can do is you can begin to use the sandpaper to smooth out the hole a little bit. All right. If it's really bad, I got a little tool that we can be a little creative with. But right there, that's probably good enough. It looks fairly smooth. I might even have to rip this piece of sandpaper in half. And maybe it'll be easier if I do that. It tears once you fold it pretty easily. Yeah, that's a lot easier. All right. So there we go. This side I'll use as my inside. Otherwise, I think what I can do is I can probably use a little sandpaper on the inside, and that kind of gets rid of, again, all the sanding would be on the green mat if I'm putting it down on something. We don't want to sand the tables. There we go. I smoothed it out a little bit. That's cool. You're going to do that for 2 of them. Once we have this part, what we're going to do is we are going to start putting it together. We're going to use, what do you call it? We're going to use masking tape for this because I think it'll just be quicker. We are going to put this right on top of the side. So I guess maybe I should put this. It'll be easier if I do it this way. Here's my piece of tape. I'm going to just put that right on top of the piece of tape. Take the piece of tape, move it up, and right there, I've already started to put it together. Since I have it here, and I put it this way, I want to make sure the seams are exactly the same way as I had it before. So I'm just getting some more masking tape right now. So here we go. There should be plenty of tape. You want to make sure the tape is cut. You want to make sure the tape is of good length, and you're always trying to center it. So my piece of tape is going to be roughly the length. If it's a little long, I could obviously begin to make it. So I'm going to put it halfway. There we go. I can flip it over. It's a little more than half, but that's okay. And just like I did on this one, butt it right up against. And there we go. We're getting it. So this piece has to now be like this. So my best bet it's a little long. Remember, I could rip that piece off. That's good. Might as well do the other side before I kind of get going with this. There we go. So remember, as I have this here, this piece has to be like that because it looks like my hole parts are inside. So I kind of bring it to that line inside, and then I'm going to tape it. There we go. The tape gives a little play with it, which is good. I have my bottom piece somewhere here. Let me see if we can find that square. I have it over here. And however you want to do this is up to you. If you want to kind of see if you can work it inside of it, or if you just want to put it on top, that's probably going to be fine also. It's a little long. I cut it. I'm going to do 2 sides at once. There we go. Again, trying to get everything nice and straight. It's going to be neat. Again, it's not, if it's too long, please rip it. And you're able to tape it. So there we go. We got sort of the box part done. Looking good. I put it together with quality. Now it's time to work on the roof. So with the roof, we are going to use, for right now, hot glue. I think it's going to work best for us. So the first thing I would recommend we do is we hot glue the trusses to the end. So we're going to go ahead, grab a hot glue gun. We are not going to overuse the amount of glue, because if we do, then we'll just start using white glue and you'll just have to hold it for a while. Be careful, as this can really burn you, the glue. So just put the glue across. You have about 30 seconds before it starts to dry. So there's no rush. Again, since it's 8 by 8, it could go either end. Careful, the glue is hot. You don't want to touch the glue. Probably want to hold it or just make sure that it's there. It takes a few seconds, but that's pretty good. Make sure that it's straight. Again, the glue is hot. You do not want to touch the glue. More importantly, you don't want to touch the metal part, because that really is hot. So again, we're going to place this to the best of our ability towards the end. And there we go. Nicely done. Now, I would let this go for a minute or two before I would touch anything. But eventually what we're going to do is we are going to try to take this piece and put it at both the peaks. So let's pretend some more time has gone by. We do one at a time. We can lift it up a little bit. See if it matches fairly well. And then we're going to let it dry just a little bit. There's no need to fill in anything. I'm going to quickly glue the other side. You could let a little time go by if you want. I'm going to make sure I butt it up against so I get that sort of peak, which is pretty good. That actually wasn't bad. I'll just slide it over a little bit. Careful, I got a little glue on myself. But there we go. I've got kind of the roof going right now. Now my last thing is to get the top on. So we're going to go ahead and use glue here. You're going to have to go pretty quick. And that should do it. I want to make sure that it's roughly in the middle. Not exactly in the middle, but I think for our practical purposes and for our model, it looks pretty dang good. So it looks like I'm losing a little glue here because I lifted it up and I slid it. So I'm just going to take a little hot glue. And if not, I can always use white glue for this. I don't have to do all the sides. I just got those other sides. I would make sure my name is on it, but it is now complete. I've been able to put it together. All right. Hopefully the video helped. I know it was a little high up and you couldn't see everything, but you got an idea of what you need to do. So let's get her done.